Welcome to Learn English with Podcast. I am Maria and this is Luca. Today we are unlocking the secrets of how to become fluent forever in any language.
That is right. We will reveal the best language learning hacks, pronunciation tips, and memory techniques polyglots swear by.
And here is the fun part. At the end, we have a self-assessment test to check your learning.
Drop your score in the comments and let us see how well you do.
Ready? Let us get started.
Maria, have you ever met someone who says, "I understand the language, but I cannot speak fluently"?
Oh, all the time. Many people struggle with fluency. Even after years of studying a language, they feel stuck.
Yes, and that is why today we are talking about how to become fluent forever in any language. No more forgetting words, no more struggling with pronunciation, just smooth, confident speaking.
Exactly. And the best part? Anyone can do it. Whether you are a complete beginner or someone who wants to perfect your skills, there are proven methods to help you learn languages fast.
Right, and we are not talking about boring textbooks and memorizing endless grammar rules. We are going to dive into powerful language learning hacks like the Fluent Forever method, spaced repetition method, and active recall for learning.
Plus, we will share foreign language tips that polyglots use to master multiple languages. The secret is not just about learning, it is about learning smart.
That is why you need a daily language learning routine that actually works. You want to learn vocabulary fast, improve language pronunciation, and train your brain to think in another language.
And do not worry, we will also cover common mistakes and the best way to learn languages effectively, so you avoid wasting time on things that do not work.
So, if you are ready to unlock fluency and speak confidently, stay with us. Let us begin. Maria, have you ever noticed that some people learn languages fast while others struggle for years?
Yes, and do you know what makes the difference? It is not talent, it is mindset. If you want to achieve language fluency, you need the right way of thinking.
That is true. Many people focus only on memorizing words, but they forget to train their brain to think in another language. If you always translate in your head, speaking will feel slow and unnatural.
Exactly. One of the best ways to speed up learning is to stop thinking in your native language. Try to describe things around you in the language you are learning. This is a simple but powerful technique used by polyglots.
Yes, and let us not forget motivation. If you do not enjoy learning, you will quit. You need to make language learning a fun part of your daily routine.
That is why methods like the Fluent Forever method work so well. They focus on engaging and interactive ways to learn, like the spaced repetition method and active recall for learning.
Right, instead of cramming, use memory techniques for language learning. Create associations, use pictures, and practice pronunciation like a native speaker.
And do not be afraid to make mistakes. Fear of mistakes stops many people from speaking, but mistakes are part of the process.
Absolutely, fluency is not about perfection. It is about confidence. If you commit to learning a little every day and use the best language learning tips and tricks, you will see results.
That is the secret, consistency, and the right mindset. Stay with us because next, we are talking about the best methods to learn languages fast. Let's do a quick vocabulary recap. First is, polyglots means people who can speak many languages. Second is, interactive means something that involves active participation. Third is, associations means connections between ideas or words to help remember them.
All right, Maria, now that we have talked about mindset, let us get to the fun part, how to actually learn a language fast. What do you think is the best way to learn languages?
The best way depends on the person, but there are certain techniques that work for almost everyone. One of them is language immersion. If you surround yourself with the language, your brain starts to pick it up naturally.
Yes, that is why people who live in a foreign country often learn faster. But do not worry, you do not have to move abroad to immerse yourself in a language. You can change your phone's language, listen to music, and watch movies in the language you are learning.
Exactly. Another powerful technique is the shadowing technique for language learning. It means repeating what you hear as fast and accurately as possible. This helps with pronunciation, fluency, and even confidence.
I love that method. It forces you to speak actively, and speaking is the key to fluency. Another trick I use is the spaced repetition method. It helps you remember vocabulary fast by reviewing words at specific time intervals.
That is a great memory technique for language learning. Instead of cramming, you space out your learning and repeat words just before you forget them. This way, they stay in your long-term memory.
And do not forget active recall for learning. Instead of just reading a word, test yourself on it. Try to recall it without looking at the answer. This simple habit can make a huge difference.
Yes. Also, many polyglots recommend self-taught language learning. Instead of relying only on classes, take control of your own learning. Use apps, books, and real conversations to practice daily.
Speaking of apps, there are some amazing ones out there. The best apps for language learning use spaced repetition, active recall, and even AI to personalize your learning experience.
But remember, no app will make you fluent overnight. You need a daily language learning routine. Set a goal, like practicing 30 minutes a day, and stick to it.
Right, and do not wait until you feel ready to speak. Many people delay speaking because they are afraid of making mistakes. But the secret to fluency is to speak as much as possible from day one.
That is why foreign language tips from experienced learners always include speaking out loud. Even if it is just to yourself, describe what you see, talk to your pet, or repeat phrases you hear in movies.
Yes, fast language learning secrets are not about shortcuts. They are about using the right methods consistently. If you follow these techniques, you will be speaking fluently before you know it.
And next, we will talk about something just as important: how to learn vocabulary fast. Do not go anywhere.
All right, Maria, we both know that learning vocabulary is one of the biggest challenges for language learners. People always ask, what is the best way to learn vocabulary fast?
That is a great question. Many people think they just need to memorize long word lists, but that is not the most effective way. One of the best methods is using the spaced repetition method.
Yes, instead of cramming, spaced repetition helps you review words at the right time before you forget them. That way, the words move from short-term memory to long-term memory.
Another powerful technique is active recall for learning. Do not just look at a word and its meaning. Test yourself. Try to remember the word before checking the answer.
Exactly, and do not learn words in isolation. Make associations. Connect new words to images, sounds, or even funny stories. That is a memory technique for language learning that makes words stick.
I also recommend learning words in context. Instead of just memorizing apple means a fruit, learn it in a sentence. I ate a red apple today. This helps you understand how words are actually used.
That is so important. Also, use the shadowing technique for language learning. When you hear a new word, repeat it immediately. Say it out loud. It helps with pronunciation and fluency.
And let us not forget self-taught language learning strategies. Read books, listen to podcasts, and watch videos in your target language. The more exposure you have, the faster you will learn.
Yes, and for anyone wondering about the best apps for language learning, look for ones that include spaced repetition, interactive exercises, and pronunciation practice.
Most importantly, make vocabulary learning part of your daily language learning routine. If you learn just 5 to 10 words a day, that is over 3,000 words in a year.
That is a huge vocabulary. Follow these foreign language tips, and you will see massive progress. Now, let us talk about a crucial topic: how to think in another language.
Let's do a quick vocabulary recap. First is, personalize means to make something suitable for a specific person. Second is, cramming means trying to learn a lot of information in a short time, usually not effective for long-term memory. Third is, exposure means being in contact with something, like hearing or seeing a language frequently.
All right, let us talk about something important: common mistakes in language learning. Many people struggle because they do not use the right strategies.
Yes, one of the biggest mistakes is focusing too much on grammar and not speaking enough. People wait until they feel ready, but the best way to learn languages is to start speaking from day one.
Absolutely, that is why language immersion is so powerful. Surround yourself with the language, listen to native speakers, and practice every day. Do not be afraid to make mistakes.
Another mistake is not using memory techniques for language learning. Just reading words is not enough. Use active recall for learning and the spaced repetition method to make vocabulary stick.
Yes, and do not rely only on passive learning, like watching videos without speaking. Use the shadowing technique for language learning. Repeat after native speakers to improve pronunciation.
Also, many learners get discouraged too quickly. Language learning motivation is key. Progress takes time, so enjoy the process.
If you avoid these mistakes and use the best language learning hacks, you will reach fluency much faster. Now, let us discuss how to maintain fluency forever. So, after all this, what is the secret to becoming fluent forever in any language?
It is not really a secret. It is about consistency, using the right methods, and staying motivated. If you follow the Fluent Forever method and include language immersion in your daily life, fluency is inevitable.
Exactly, you need to make learning part of your routine. Use the best apps for language learning, practice active recall for learning, and apply the spaced repetition method. The more exposure you get, the faster you will improve.
And do not forget the importance of speaking. Use the shadowing technique for language learning to improve pronunciation. And surround yourself with native speakers whenever possible.
Yes, the best way to learn languages is to make mistakes, learn from them, and keep going. Do not overthink and do not be afraid to speak.
Learning a new language is a journey. Enjoy it, stay patient, and keep pushing forward. That is the real key to language fluency.
So, if you want to learn languages fast and keep them forever, start now. Use these language learning tips and tricks, and watch how quickly you improve.
All right, listeners, it's time for the self-assessment test. Ready to see how your English skills are doing? Take a moment to answer the questions and don't forget to share your score in the comments below. Now, the last question is a tricky one. If you get it right, I'll be cheering you on in the comments. But if it's wrong, no worries. I'll drop the correct answer to help you improve. So let's get started. Answer honestly and share your score with us. I can't wait to see how you do.
Thank you for watching. Your journey to better English and unstoppable confidence starts here. Like, share, and subscribe. Let's keep growing together. See you in the next video, champion.